Hello and welcome back to Improvement episode number 1, the show by SC2Improve where you can get your replays casted, analysed and also just chill out on the stream and enjoy some games. So guys, we're going to head into our second game of the evening, our second replay of the evening. It's going to be submitted by FLPinapple. It's going to be a TvZ. We're going to get straight into it, of course. In the bottom right hand corner is his opponent, our blue Zerg player ANdreiRO. And in the top left hand corner, our purple Terran player FLPinapple, who I do believe is actually Pinapple now, so we'll just call him Pinapple, keep things simple. Just going to check overlays off. So getting into this replay again, TvZ, one of the matchups we've had a lot of kind of bitching about lately, as you might expect, because Zerg's pretty good. We'll see what the players want to go for. So first see Pinapple already starting to kind of wall off here, just with his depot. Again, just in the early stages here, do consider following us on Twitter at SC2_improve, Facebook /SC2improve, YouTube.com/SC2improve, and Twitch.tv /Wardí, not SC2improve. So I should probably fix that. It's a good point. Should add that to the deal. So Pinapple here, he's gonna hide his racks just on 12 supply. We'll see if he wants to go for the second rack, or if he's just gonna he's continue to produce SCVs. So if he does open with the 2 barracks, he will if he does open with the 2 barracks, I do believe he won't be kind of all in or anything. It looks like he will be doing that unless it's just a scouting SCV. Nope, it's just a scouting SCV. So the scouting SCV going to come in. Overlord's going to find that barracks pretty quickly in the corner. So in this game, it hasn't really done anything. More or less, it's if your opponent during scouts and he comes up the ramp, sees no racks, runs around, sees no racks, doesn't see a CC first, you might be thinking, oh crap, I'm getting proxy racks, and you might just overreact a little bit. But that's not going to happen in this game because of course no drone scout, and Pinapple just going to be able to start producing his marines over here, and it looks like he's just going to go for the fast expand pretty quickly. His opponent going for the hatch first route, which is very common. It's about halfway done already, his hatchery. He's just started up his pool after his gas, and his gas is going to finish. He's getting very fast gas, and Pinapple in fact is able to spot this, so he knows gas is going to be on the map. Now he doesn't know whether it's going to be what's going to come of this gas. I mean, you can just go up to speed 100 gas and then pull out completely, or you can continue of course getting more and more gas, maybe go up to a very fast layer, can take extra gas as well. So we'll see exactly what the Zerg wants to do, and it all comes down to kind of scouting. What kind of scout can Pinapple get to kind of cut down these options? He's not really going to be able to come back into the base here. Well, he could, but that's because the pool's of course a little bit later. So we'll see exactly what ANdreiRO wants to do, and it does look like he will just be pulling out, and exactly on 100 gas as well. So he's just going to be able to start up speed. It's just going to be a speed opening here as a Ling gets picked off by a marine. And Pinapple right now, you know, he might be a little bit curious as to what his opponent's going for, very boldly going up for 3 command centers after the 1 racks FE, even though he spotted that early gas. So especially when he's being this greedy, I'd really like to see Pinapple go for maybe just a scan in the main in a minute, about 6 minutes ish or so, see if any extra gas has been taken, see if that gas has continued to be mining, just to see if you can find out exactly kind of what's going to be coming at you. Isn't all in going to be coming at me? Is it just speedlings and so on? Because if it's just speedlings, he's actually pretty safe to just sit back behind a bunker with 3 CCs up, because that's just kind of wasted economy for the Zerg. We see the Overlord will come in. He's going to scout this third CC pretty fast, and this might prompt him to go back into gas, maybe quickly throw down 2 extra geysers, go for some kind of roach Ling bling bust, but it doesn't look like he's going to react to it. I think he's probably just going to be taking his own third base, and it's already queued up, so that's going to be going up straight away. So we do see the double gas was the follow-up from Pinapple. He looks like he's going to be having his factory here, so a very greedy kind of form of the kind of reactor Hellion kind of play, I assume, is what we're going to be seeing, as he'll probably lift his racks and get in position to drop the reactor, and that's exactly what we're seeing. So just a very greedy version of this reactor Hellion. Of course, you can do it anywhere you want. You can go up to 2 racks, get them reactor Hellions out, and then start getting that third CC, still relatively quickly, but of course not as quick as it is here. So of course it's just up to you how kind of fast you want to be getting aggressive, or how fast you want to, or how greedy you just want to play. Pinapple did move out on the map. He looks like he took out a Ling on the tower, and he will just be able to move back now. look, actually might have just picked off an overthrow that was a bit out of position. It's a very risky thing to do though, because he did scout his opponent having gas early, so speed was on the map, and so them speedlings could have surrounded them early marines, and if they got surrounded, what really is there at home to defend? Well, if all 4 marines die, absolutely nothing. So FLPinapple a little bit risky moving out there. These slings will be able to pick off an SCV out the front here, delay supply depot, actually forces a cancel, which is a little bit annoying. They're going to run into the Nat here and try and get another SCV, but they will in fact just get turned away. Not losing the Ling though, very nice play by the Zerg. Even going to come up here, check if the roll's down, and still not losing the Zerg. So very nice play from our Zerg player. But FLPinapple, nice defense as well, not leaving any kind of gaps open, and he will also be going for these Banshees. He's got his double engineering bay down, he's going to start on Admiral's barracks as well, and he's able to kind of accelerate the barracks production because of the fact he got a lot larger economy a lot faster because of the 3rd CC. And that's why we're kind of seeing these barracks starting up in the engineering bays researching before even we see the starport making a Banshee. No cloak, just going to be using the Banshee here for kind of map control, hold towers, force back any Lings. The only real counter to it, of course, or the only real way to get rid of that is by either having Queens on the map with good creep spreads. These first 2 Hellions look like they might get surrounded here, and it's going to be pretty close, but the Lings should be able to. Another 2 Hellions over to the right, going to try and come in and try and get some shots off, and FLPinapple frantically running away with these Hellions right now, and it looks like he's putting all his attention into it, and now he'll go back home and continue to macro up. I don't know, some extra barracks, so a little bit of lack of concentration here, and he might actually get his Hellions around, but nice little turnaround, going to try and do as much as he can with these, but he can't quite get back to his base, but turns around again, and will in fact manage to pick off a lot of these Zerglings with these Hellions. And with the Banshee coming out, he's going to start microing them at the last moment, and that's actually going to allow all the Hellions to die, so losing a bit of his map control here, a little bit sloppy at the end after that fantastic little run around. But we do see him, he's got his barracks up, he's going to be ready to transition here very quickly, just going to use this 1 Banshee for the map control. And again, the only real way to clean this up is if you have the Queens with the creep out to the kind of middle of the map already, or if you've got Mutas coming out. So this Banshee going to be able to hold the tower for a while until the Queens really start getting a creep spread over there. And we don't even see that many Queens on the map. Well, we see 4, but they're all kind of hidden in the main natural apart from the one over at the 3rd. The Zerg player still being active on the map with these Lings. Could have taken down these rocks, that would help later on in the game should he get attacked over there. And we do see actually some Banelings morphing, so ANdreiRO wants to get a little bit aggressive here. FLPinapple still doesn't have that many units, and that's because, again, them Hellions, losing them Hellions is pretty huge, because you kind of lose map control and vision of attacks like this, so having them Hellions still alive would definitely be helpful, because he would have seen these Lings running across the map, and when he doesn't run into space, he could kind of poke back out, probably see this. The Lings are going to come up now, they're going to be able to kill off them depots if he wants. He's actually going to get surrounded on these Marines, as the Banelings are now going to walk up afterwards, and the Lings trying to come in here, get as much damage as possible. Banelings going to come in as well, they're going to explode straight on the bunker. So very nice trade here for ANdreiRO. He's going to be able to probably pick off the majority of the SCVs in the natural, going to do a lot of damage, but has it been worth it? You've got to remember, FLPinapple has 3 command centers worth of mules and SCV production to fall back on here. So even though we've seen 20 workers killed, is it worth it? Well, if you look at the income tab, Zerg only on 41 workers, so once that 3rd CC lands, it probably actually is worth, it probably actually hasn't been worthwhile to make these units unless he now starts drawing heavily, which is the one thing our Zerg player seems to not be able to do right now. He's got, where's Lava? He's only got 1 Lava, so just been waiting for them injects to pop, and now he's going to start drawing up, but again, with so much mule energy saved up, it's going to be very, very easy for, well, actually there's 60 drones now. So we're up to 60 drones against 30, but again, if FLPinapple stopped getting distracted here and actually dropped some mules and started throwing up some SCVs, he'd be able to get back up to that very quickly. So not a game ending change, but maybe not dealt with as well as possible. And again, if he'd spent these mules a little bit earlier, may have had a little bit more defense to kind of stop all of the SCVs getting picked off. So losing the Hellions, maybe not dropping the mules, little kind of things that could be worked on here to kind of help out. Third base not going to be able to be taken as quickly as he would have liked to either, because the rocks, of course, not being able to get taken down. He doesn't want to have them rocks up while he still goes down. We do see the Banshee coming into the natural here, starting to do a little bit of aggression. I do believe there's a drop over to this side of the map, which is going to move in. At the same time, we see a drop coming into the main, so FLPinapple going to start getting aggressive here. With Ling's already been positioned at the 3rd base, so very nicely prepared here, but not so prepared in the main. We do see that drop getting picked up, only losing 4 Marines, so he'll be able to get aggressive again. He's going to pick off at least 1 Queen. The transfuser's not there in time. A few drones are going to be picked off the gas geyser. Queen's targeting down that medevac. 1 Queen, another Queen just falls down, picks up the Marines, but they get killed off instantly as they jump into the dying medevac. And FLPinapple now is starting to get his tanks up. He's been a little bit delayed by that early on pressure. His 2-2 is very late considering how early he got his 1-1 started. And again, it all kind of rolls back to them Hellions. Losing them Hellions caused their attack. That's what's kind of put him off in this game. It's what's put him a little bit behind, so to say, even though he's up on supply. The Zerg just kind of banking a lot of resources. Probably going to start 20 infestors and just laugh at how good they are. As we see the third base finally going to land about 2 minutes later than it really could have. And the Zerg probably just going to be taking a 4th here very soon. This drop did come back in. Doesn't look like it did too much damage. What the drops have done is it's denied injects for on these bases for quite some time. ANdreiRO not really on top of his injects at all. Missing these in the main base, he's missing them in the third base too. He's just restarting his queens, so again losing them queens has put his injects off. So FLPinapple really able to do a lot of damage here. Now FLPinapple's not he's starting with a couple bunker size third, which I like. I'd like to see as well maybe some kind of little wall off with depots. I mean, what else are you going to do for depots? It doesn't have to be everywhere, it could just even be like along here, so that you just have a little bit more protection of that mineral line. So again, just kind of thinking about where you could really put your depots. Are they really useful back here, in here? So just thinking about that a little bit. It's just SimCity and always great. And he is going to be taking map control again. He's got the tower with these units. He's forgotten combat shields. I do this all the time as well. Combat shields, just my absolute arch nemesis on TvZ. So combat shields is what's really, really important. And that's what's really missing here. So again, just look at your Marines, think about it. Do they have their shields? No. Should probably get that upgrade then. But FLPinapple again, continuing with pretty nice supply. He's been picking off an overlord or two with this drop, which is nice. He's going to come into the main base now. He's going to drop next to the Spore Crawler. It's a little bit of an issue for him. But once these units are inside, they'll at least be able to do some damage. So do lose the medevac, but still it's going to pull the units out of position as he comes in with the drop to the 4th base. They're able to take off a little bit of health from the hatchery. So again, being nice and active here, and using this time, using the fact that he knows that the opponent's army isn't in position to kind of just check his 4th base, move out on the map with his own Marines and the rest of his army. And he's actually doing a lot of damage with this drop here in the main. So again, nice multi-pronged aggression, and as he knows now probably that the Lings are going to be streaming into the main, he's going to come in and start attacking the 4th base, but the infestors are left behind here, and you know, continuously running Marines into the fungal growths means that them fungals are absolutely huge, and he will pick off the 4th base. I feel like that's more of a sniffle of the Zerg than anything though, as we see looks like the infestor tanks may be able to clean this up here. Siege tank maybe could target fire the infestors a little bit more, but all in all, a very successful attack because he's denied the 4th base of his opponent. He's got his own 4th base almost ready to go. So FLPinapple doing a nice little job here as well. He scouted with his drop hive, so he knows the options now. He should maybe start I'd like to say start with a couple of starports just in case, because you know you should be having that kind of economy now. This gas is a little bit late on this 4th base. Finally starting up a depot at the 3rd base as well. So I take back what I said earlier. You are going to start using your depots for something useful. The Zerg kind of hasn't started his 3-3, even though he's banking a lot of stuff. His injects haven't been great all game either, so a lot of things here really hurting the Zerg throughout the game. As another drop, continuing to put this pressure on over the left side. I like the Marine taking map control to the right, and not sure about medevac with a tank in it over here. Lings trying to run in here, but that's not going to be too successful. Infested as well. This is kind of attacking with absolutely nothing, and FLPinapple going to be able to turn his opponent away. But again, if this was a more fully fledged attack, if ANdreiRO actually spent them resources in that attack, FLPinapple's in a little bit of trouble. He's only really got 1 tank out on the map. He's actually got 4. One's in the medevac, one's here, and one's kind of up as natural, and there's a 4th. So again, he's got double factory up, I do believe. I saw that building earlier. I'm sure you have double factory, bro. Okay, so maybe he just has a single. No, there we go, double factory. So again, could have just got them tanks run a bit earlier. You're a bit gas starved, and the reason for being a bit gas starved is because you didn't get these gases at the 3rd base that quickly. So another drop going to the left side, going to just pick up here again, just poking around with the units again. Because you're only poking to the left, he's going to be able to make me get into the main base and do drop push damage to the right. So again, not a lot of nice damage being done by FLPinapple, as he does see the double spire, so he knows maybe Brutal's on the way. Has he seen the Ultralisk cabin though? And the answer to that is no. So he doesn't know Ultralisks are possible either. But he's getting to that point in the game. You know, Hive's been up a while. He does see the Great Spire, but so now it's kind of the time where he can start preparing for them extra starports and so on. Another span core just going to be started up here to defend these buildings. But with the 4th base going up, once that gets into planetary, it's going to be nicely defended. And once again we see FLPinapple moving out on the map, going to move over to the left hand side as a counter attack comes into the right. So again, that being a planetary, just a little bit of a misstep, and going to try to siege the tank there, which will actually just end up in it being killed off. The good thing for FLPinapple is he can lift this base still. As he moves over to the left hand side to try and take out his opponent's 4th, his opponent kind of suspects this, I think, and FLPinapple is just going to pre-split as much as possible here, walking up the ramp. Maybe should have scanned ahead a little bit, see what's actually here. Couldn't get caught in a huge fungal growth. A lot of infestors still here. Isn't going to be enough though. The 3-3 Terran might just be too powerful, and in fact it looks like it will be. Now infestors get all caught by the siege tank fire, and the 4th base will once again fall, but needs to lift up the 4th base over here. Losing that kind of gives the Zerg the evened up game, apart from the fact that FLPinapple is so far ahead in supply. So Andrei here kind of get a look at Drake with Terran not picking up his command center, but again losing that 4th base, he's just not having an army all game long. It comes back to the fact that he's just not been injecting, he's not been starting them upgrades on time, and so on. FLPinapple though, he just needs to start with a few more depots, maybe finish this wall or so, and he should be happy to continue pressuring. He's continued to take out the opponent's 4th base, so if he just continues to be pressuring, the opponent's never going to get them 7-8 Gaff guys, which are oh so important when you want to get to the kind of point of like teching into Broodlords fully. Like, it's great, you can make 8 Corruptors, you can make 8 Broodlords, but if you don't have anything to follow that up with, you're in a little bit of trouble. FLPinapple moving out on the map here with Marines to clear creep. I would like to see a medevac with these guys, just because he could have lifted up there and saved the Marines. So again, just send a medevac out with the Marines when you're going to go clear creep. 4th base on the way again. Maybe just send a Marine over here so you can see any kind of incoming attack coming in as soon as possible, because if you see an attack incoming, you can react to it a lot faster. Finally, the starports are going to come up as well. 5th base coming up too. Starports coming up, so he's going to be able to react to the Broodlords, which is scouted earlier. One problem is he's got actually I take that back, he's got a fair amount of tech labs on these barracks, so he's going to be able to produce marauders if needed, but he doesn't have that many barracks, only 6 hotkeyed. So again, he's been trading all game long, which is one reason for that, but also he's not really had that many SCVs, so not having enough SCVs has kind of been meant that you don't have enough real production to remax, and that's why FLPinapple here is not able to really get as much of a bank either. So if he did have one fight which went really badly for him here, he's actually going to find himself in a little bit of trouble, although it does seem like he's very far ahead. So again, just then that lack of SCV is really kind of hurting FLPinapple in this game, as you do see more Vikings continue to come up. We see ship plating coming up. Cool, nice to see the army being made use of. Probably could have had +2 vehicle weapons by now, so again, just having them army upgrades going up all game long. But look at the spread here on the map. In the middle of the map, there's no way a Zerg's going to be able to bust through there. But again, the 4th base over to the right side may be a little bit open. The Vikings going to come in here, but going to be able to pretty much take this fight, because you know they've got pretty good upgrades. 1-1 against 1-1. 1-1 against 1-1. The Marines do get fungal. Bayonets are going to come crashing in, and unfortunately, most of the Andrei's army was Banelings, which means he's not actually going to be able to remax here. We see the Broodlords starting to attack in here. FLPinapple doesn't actually have that much. He's got a lot of units over here he's kind of forgetting about right now. But this is the kind of thing we're just saying. FLPinapple, if he takes a bad fight, might not be able to remax in time, which is what he's kind of struggling with here. 10 Marines and 6 Vikings at a time isn't really... well, 6 Vikings at a time is, but 10 Marines at a time, you kind of want to be making a little bit more than that as the 4th base go forward once again. Zerg does have a 4th established, but is FLPinapple going to be able to do enough damage with his army? And the answer is probably yes, because we saw a drop take out the base, which we didn't actually see because that's it. But the answer is probably yes, because he's got a pretty big army. He's just taken out all the tech of his opponent, and his opponent hasn't had a 4th base all game long. So that kind of delays the amount of times he can rebuild a heavy tech army. So FLPinapple's still in a good position because he's continued to deny that 4th base. So again, FLPinapple should maybe be scanning up ahead here. Doesn't want to keep walking into them fungals, which has been a major issue all game long. Siege is up here, and now he should be able to... well, then Tank's just going to obliterate everything. Going to take out this 4th base to the left again. Does he know about the base to the right? No, but his Marine did get cleared out over there. The Vikings can't kill hatcheries in the air, so just a little bit of a misstep here, I'm sure. FLPinapple just going to continue getting aggressive here. Andrei attacking over to the right side, a drop over to the right side as well though. Going to take out this base. Again, taking out this base really shuts down all of the Zerg's options and really limits him to the army he's already got. 2 ultras on the way isn't going to be that much of a change, But I would like to see FLPinapple as well, maybe making a few Marauders. Just in this late game situation, Marauders are always good to kind of tank some of the fungals, tank some of the Broodling hits, and chase after Infestors as well. So it's always good to have a few Marauders in your army composition, and it makes that kind of transition more bearable when the opponent goes into Ultras. It just makes it a little bit easier to deal with as well. So FLPinapple slowly pushing into the third base. It looks like that fourth base did get killed off. It's getting remade now. FLPinapple just struggling to really get well. He's got a base over to the left hand side. He's had run for some time, struggling to hold this base over here, and it looks like he's given up on it for now. Do you see somehow managed to miss the fight, but Infestor is going to be able to pop up and get absolutely annihilated. FLPinapple, he's about 100 supply up, and he will force the GG out of his opponent. So essentially, if we're going to go into the analysis side of things here, I'll first of all apologise for being stupid and missing the pick off of the bases or so. FLPinapple all game long was active with those drops, and that was like that was really important. Like the way that he was active with the drops and continued to take out that fourth base was allowed him to kind of lose his own fourth a couple of times. That's what made him. The Zerg's attack with the Broodlord was not very scary because he just had so much time bought for him because he was just constantly dropping. So the drops were really, really good. He could kind of be a little bit more careful when he pushes up ramps like this. I mean, you scan ahead, you see 5 Infestors there. Well, just siege on the low ground and send like 5 or so Marines up, try and bait them into tank shots and so on, and slowly move up there. You can't rush up there, which is what FLPinapple did again and again and again. And it can just lose you games if you get caught in fungals on the ramp, which is what happened numerous times. Thankfully his drops were able to kind of keep him up there, keep him alive, and keep him going in the game. Defending the fourth base, you know, units were a bit out of position or position in the middle, so again, you don't have to be positioned over to your fourth. I mean, he was well positioned to defend this base up to the left here. So again, just maybe a Marine over here can see that attack coming a bit sooner, and then you can really react to that a little bit faster as well. So again, the drops were nice, maybe just a little bit more kind of active with being on the maps, and just a little bit more careful with their engagements and being a little bit more slow with them and a little bit more careful. And other things that I kind of mentioned through the cast, you know, like running the Marines up here when you could have had a medevac with them to like lift them out and into safety. So just little things I mentioned through the cast, and then the main points of just being a little bit more careful, scanning ahead for the engagements and so on. So guys, going to go into another replay in here in just a few moments, so please bear with us. This is Improvement episode number 1. I'm Wardí, I hope you're enjoying it, and we'll be back very shortly with our third replay of the evening. So guys, stay tuned and enjoy the music until we're back in a couple of minutes.